The Ukrainian Defense Forces struck a Russian S-300P anti-aircraft missile system in the Belgorod region. The Nebo-M radar system was also hit. Both complexes were hit by HIMARS multiple rocket launcher fire. This was reported by Ukrainian media with reference to the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. On July 20, the Ukrainian Defense Forces carried out a number of successful strikes against the enemy in various locations, continuing to focus efforts on weakening the military potential of the Russian Federation, the statement said. As reported by the General Staff, long-range fire weapons successfully destroyed the Russian S-300P air defense system in the Belgorod region, which significantly reduced the coverage area of Russian long-range air defense weapons in the region. In the same area, our troops also struck the Nebo-M radar complex, which critically affected its functionality and simultaneously reduced the operational capabilities of the neighboring 5 and 66M Big Bird radar station. Such coordinated strikes significantly weaken the Russian air defense system, reducing the enemy's ability to cover its troops and infrastructure and facilitate the conduct of operations by Ukrainian units, the General Staff noted. They also emphasized that weakening these systems directly supports Ukrainian efforts aimed at reducing Russia's ability to wage aggressive war and attack the civilian population and civilian infrastructure of our state. Moreover, such strikes directly undermine Russia's ability to project force, provide cover for its troops, and support its illegal occupation of Ukrainian territory. The defense forces will continue to conduct operations to undermine the enemy's critical systems that support the functioning of the Russian military machine, the General Staff noted. Soldiers of the invading Russian army have launched another attack in the direction of the village of Mala Tokmachka in Zaporizhia region. The invaders, advancing with armored combat vehicles, were halted by Ukrainian troops using artillery and drone strikes. As seen in footage shot by drone and circulated on Telegram channels, some of the vehicles were destroyed. Soldiers in the vehicles that remained and survived fled in an attempt to escape. A few of the remaining vehicles were forced to retreat. It should be noted that while the Russian side claims the village has been captured, the Ukrainian army has denied this information.
The command of the Russian occupation army continues to send equipment and personnel to storm the positions of the Ukrainian troops. Most of the occupiers do not return from the battle and actually become cannon fodder. A new road of death has appeared on one of the front lines, strewn with destroyed enemy equipment. The corresponding footage was shown on Telegram by journalist Yuri Bucha, according to Obozrevitel media outlet. According to him, the enemy has lost dozens of pieces of equipment on this road. Ukrainian servicemen are destroying everything from motorcycles to heavy armored vehicles. Another road of death on one of the front lines. In just a small area, you can count about 30 enemy units, from motorcycles to heavy armored vehicles. The location is perfectly targeted by Ukrainian soldiers, but Putin's troops stubbornly continue to stand on the edge, killing themselves in meaty assaults, the journalist noted. Recall, the pace of Russian troops' advancement in Ukraine in July fell to its lowest in the past 2 months. According to the OSINT project Deep State, the Russian army captured 78 square kilometers in the week from July the 14th to the 19th. This is the lowest figure since mid-May. Agency media outlet says that for comparison, a week earlier, Russia controlled 158 square kilometers, and a week before that, 225 square kilometers. Thus, in 2 weeks, the rate of territorial seizure has decreased almost threefold. However, against the backdrop of the general slowdown in the offensive, one of the most alarming points remains the Pokrovsk direction. According to Deep State data, 28 of the 78 square kilometers captured in a week fell on this section of the front. The situation in the Pokrovsk area, according to OSINT analysts and independent experts, is rapidly deteriorating. The Frontelligence Insight project described it as critical, with a tendency to further escalation. The capture of the village of Rodinskoy, located northeast of Pokrovsk, poses a particular threat. If it is lost, the logistics of the Ukrainian forces may be disrupted and the city itself will end up under the tight control of Russian drones and artillery, as previously happened in Kurdiamovka and other sectors.